All right, pre-algebra, let's divide some integers. Number 1, 99 divided by 9 is 11. Number 2, 121 divided by negative 11 is negative 11. We have opposite signs or different signs, so it is negative. Same thing here, different signs, this is going to be negative. And let's see, you have a couple ways you could approach this. You could think, hey, what's divided like that? Or you could start, counting by fives. I mean, I'm not here to kind of tell you how to divide, but, this is what it's going to be like. So this is negative 25. Number 4, negative, negative, those are the same sign, so it's going to be positive. You could also think a negative divided by a negative is positive. And that whole negative, negative thing, if we were adding 4 minus negative 5, well, that's a positive, right? So it works in that context. It works like this, and it works like this. So these are the contexts in which the same signs are positive. And then, I guess technically there is this context, but we have never written that. You have never written that. I don't think you're ever going to see it written like that. So anyway, and then what are the other situations is basically they're all negative. Like this one where the signs are different signs. This one's negative, this one's positive, right? Okay, let's keep going. Number 5, 0 divided by 3. I have 0 cookies, but I have 3 friends. That means we're all getting 0 cookies. This one, though, is I have negative 3 cookies, which in my mind is 3 cookies that are upside down, and I'm going to give them to nobody. So this is actually undefined. You cannot divide by 0. Same as how are you going to give 3 cookies to people that don't exist? And if you're like, wait, how is 0 not existing? Think about it. If there's nothing, then there is nothing. How do you divide something among nothing? Number 7. So up here I kind of said, hey, you could try this. All right, here comes another strategy. What if you said this? Negative 4 times something equals 80. That's the opposite of this, right? And it's going to be negative 20. That is our answer. Negative 100 divided by negative 5 is positive 20. Negative 72 divided by 6 is positive 12. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Shouldn't say kidding. I messed up mentally. It's negative 12. Okay. Sliding over. 0 divided by negative 2, 0. Negative 60 divided by negative 12, 5. Negative 96 divided by 8 is negative 12. Okay, so if you want to, pause, check those out. And really, with all of this, I'm kind of hoping that you have already tried. Maybe you're coming here to check your answer. Maybe you're here to get a little bit of an explanation down here. But what I'm going to say on each of these is try it first. And when I say try it, I want you to write stuff down, okay? So for example, I'm going to write PEMDAS right here. And we kind of talked about it in class, maybe at various times. And if you're like, I don't remember us ever talking about that. Well, one thing we did talk about was that these guys right here, they're on the same power level. So what I mean by that is if you experience them in a math problem, you should just do however they show up in left to right order. Whichever one comes first on the left, do that first. And same thing with addition and subtraction. Okay? So if you're not going to think of PEMDAS, I don't know how you're really going to survive some of these. You have to know the order to which you're going to do these things. So here, let me leave PEMDAS on the screen, and let's tackle this one. We have parentheses, but guys, these parentheses are literally just saying, hey, look, I've got this box, and inside the box is a negative 2. that can't be simplified. We can't do anything with that. Now, if inside of our box we had, like, let's say 2 plus 3, okay, then we go inside the parentheses, then we go inside the box and we would simplify that, okay? So back down here, here are all of our parentheses. We can't do anything with them, but we don't have exponents either, okay? Now we have multiplication and division. This is multiplication, this is division. We're going to start left to right. So this is now 50 divided by negative 10 plus 3. So when I ask you to, like, try it yourself, you know, or see how you could do this first, this is a perfect example of that. Do the first thing, do the first part, write down everything else that you still have. Yes, that requires you to write stuff down, but you can do it. 50 divided by negative 10 is negative 5, and then that plus 3 is still there, so our answer is negative 2. 14. I'm going to again kind of leave this screen alone for a second, just so that we can think about PEMDAS each time. So let's see. We have a negative, and we're adding to 10. I've seen a lot of people want to do that first. You can't do that first. That is adding, and it's at the end of PEMDAS. Here's multiplying and dividing. We're going to go left to right with it, okay? So, negative 10. This guy just literally drops straight down. Positive 10 times negative 12 is negative 120, and then divided by 6, okay? Again, we are going to do the division first. So negative 10, which just drops right down. Negative 120 divided by 6 is negative 20, okay? And then when you subtract, when you have negative 10 minus 20, that's negative 30. Here we go with 15. Multiplying, then dividing, then adding. Well, looks like we got those two. So we have negative 40 divided by negative 1 plus 5. By the way, notice I didn't put these parentheses here. I'm in charge. You're in charge. You write the parentheses or not if you want. If you have the understanding and the organized detail capabilities, then cool, do it. Negative 40 divided by negative 1 is 40. Plus 5 is just 45. Let's go back over here. This one is one of the tricky ones. In fact, here, why don't I just do this real quick? I'm going to put some purple highlighter on the ones that people have asked me about the most. I would say it's those 4, and then technically the one that's undefined, but whatever. These 4, just so you know, are the ones that people have asked me about the most. And I would say it's because order of operations here. This one is because there's a fraction. And then down here, it's just because they were a little bit, they just weren't used to it and they wanted a little bit of help. So here we go. Let's check out 16. So first thing, I'm going to zoom out for PEMDAS. Parentheses, can't do them. Exponents, don't got them. We are multiplying here, then we're dividing. So here's what I'm going to do. Bring the 5 straight down. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And the divided by 3 just comes down. 5 still comes straight down, and we're going to have negative 8 thirds. And I know you're going, ew, what just happened? Dividing makes it into a fraction. You had the option of making 8 thirds into 2 2/3, but I don't think anyone was going to do that. And also you could have made it 2.6 repeating. Again, I don't think anyone was going to do that. But what I am going to do is make this 5 over 1 so that I can multiply it by 3 over 3. And here's what I get. I get 15 thirds minus 8 thirds, which is 7 thirds. Or if you didn't like 7 thirds, it's 2 1/3. Or if you don't like that, it's 2.3 repeating. Any of those answers is correct. You do not need all 3. All 3 would be crazy. 17. We have division. Negative 20 divided by negative 2 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. You can see how much easier 17 was compared to 16. Anyway, 18, we have multiplication, then division. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Then divide that by 4, you get negative 3. Evaluate the expression when, and this is important, when x is 30, when y is negative 3, and when z is negative 2. Some people got confused because they remembered us trying this, and they thought they should do that. No, you didn't need to do that. You need to plug in wherever you see an x. Let's do this. Whenever you see an x, you plug in 30. So it's going to look like this, 30. Wherever you see a y, what color did it do for y? Blue. Wherever you see a y, instead of writing y, you're going to write negative 3. And then some people got confused on this one because they weren't sure what 2y meant. But there's a couple things that it could mean. 2 times y, it means that, but it also means y plus y, like as one thing, because if you were to do y plus y, how many y's do you have? You have 2y. So all of this is kind of, the same thing. So again, we're just doing PEMDAS, which means parentheses, exponents. We don't have either of those. Multiplying, well, we do have multiplying, but we also have division. So we're going to go left to right, yeah? So 30 divided by 2 is 15, times negative 3 is negative 45. 20, we got 81 divided by negative 3 squared. Now, earlier I said, hey, I didn't write down my parentheses somewhere, wherever that was. I think it was right here. I am including the parentheses here. Why? Because this squared is involving that negative 1, because it's inside the parentheses, okay? So we're going to get 81 divided by 9. Why is it 9? Well, because this squared means we have negative 3 times negative 3, okay? 81 divided by 9 is 9. 5yz squared. 5yz squared divided by 30. Where'd all those numbers come from? It's all this stuff up here, right? All those get plugged in to these different ones. Now we talk about PEMDAS. Okay, we have parentheses, but we can't do anything inside of them. We've got exponents. We don't often have exponents, so here's what's going to happen. These just drop straight down. We don't do anything to them. Negative 2 squared is 4. And you'll notice I put parentheses around a positive number. Why? Well, because I wanted to. And because this is communicating that these are multiplying together, right? Okay. Next, we're done with the exponents. Multiply and divide, go left to right. So here we go. We're going to go this direction because all we have is multiplying and dividing, yeah? 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. 15 times 4, negative 15 times 4, negative 60. And that is negative 2. Last but not least, we have 30 divided by negative 3 plus negative 2. You could have written this with some parentheses if you wanted to. I chose not to, okay? But this is our first example, other than back over here where I had like the boxes of, hey, this can't be simplified, but this can. So I'm down here, and inside the parentheses, I can do this first. So we're going to have 30, because that 30 just drops down, divided by negative 5. Now remember, I said up here that these are the scenarios that the same signs or two negatives would actually like convert, okay? This one was adding two positives, and that was just weird, right? This was the two negatives if you were subtracting, and it's right in a row. So yes, this one is addition and subtraction. But then these two are multiplication or division, right? So, okay, back down here. This is, I've received 3 insults, and then you were going to give me 2 more insults. Cool, I've gotten 5 insults. All right. 30 divided by -5 is -6. Hopefully that clears up all of the questions you had on this one. Let me know what questions you got.